welcome. We're just over a month into the new year, and most people have already quit on their New Year's resolutions or will soon, and if that's you, this video is for you. Mark Batterson says this could be the greatest year of your life, but you have to win the day. That's how you win the week, that's how you win the month, that's how you win the year. No one achieves his or her dreams without daily disciplines. The quality of your life is controlled by the quality of your habits. Thoughts lead to actions. Repeated actions lead to habits. These habits can benefit you or harm you. Brushing your teeth is a good habit, and I sure know the people around you appreciate it. Eating healthy and exercising can be a good habit, as well as not exercising and eating healthy and sitting on the couch can be a bad habit. Jim Rohn says, if it's easy to do, it's also easy not to do. John Maxwell says you can pay now and play later, or you can play now and pay later. But the thing is, if you play now and pay later, chances are you can't afford the payment later. You always have to pay. You can pay up front or you can pay at the end. The cost up front is always less than the cost at the end. It costs a little now to eat healthy and exercise, but it'll cost a whole lot more later to get your health back and get your quality of life back. Saving money now and being wise with your money now will cost you a little bit. But if you overspend and have nothing saved for later, when it comes to later, you may not be able to afford the payment. Your life is the sum of everything you are okay with. What you put up with is what you get. John Maxwell says this, life is all about trade-offs. Successful people make great trade-offs. Average people make average trade-offs. Unsuccessful people make bad trade-offs. Successful people trade their time, energy, and money to move up in life. Unsuccessful people trade their time, energy, and money to remain the same or end up moving backward in life. Michael Altshuler says this, the bad news is time flies. The good news is you are the pilot. Bernard Kelvin Clive says this, we don't manage time, we manage activities within time. William Frederick Book says this, a man must be the master of his hours and his days, not their servant. Tracy Sherwood says this, time is the only commodity that is irreplaceable. Invest it, share it, spend it, but never waste it. Stephen Covey says, the key is not spending time, but investing it. Ouch! Is anybody else cringing at some of their misuses of time? Luke Barnett says this, many people think they can sow whatever they want and reap a different harvest. They fill their lives with too much entertainment, too much leisure, too many video games, violent movies, lack of sleep, impure thoughts, and work. Then they wonder why their deepest dreams aren't coming true. T.D. Jakes says this, you're eating the fruits today of yesterday's focus. Where you are right now is a result of the focus that you put in 10 years ago. What you slay in your 30s is what you eat in your 50s, so be careful what you slay. Michelangelo said this, the great danger for most of us is not that we aim too high and miss, but that we aim too low and hit. James Allen says this, man is made or unmade by himself. In the armory of his thoughts, he forges the weapons that destroy him, or he fashions the tools with which he builds himself up. This book will help you sustain a life of success. Terry is known as the cheerleader of dreams. She says that the secret to your future is hidden in your daily routines. Dr. Billy Alsbrook says, you cannot achieve success with mediocre habits. John Maxwell says, every day of your life is merely preparation for the next day. What you become is a result of what you do today. He also says, I've never met a person that was not successful who didn't have a high amount of self-discipline. If you're in a rut like she's bringing us Terry, repeating the same story year after year, this book will lead you out. If you've got big dreams for your life but don't know where to start on the journey of pursuing them, this book will become a manual for where to go next. If you've tried to adopt good habits in the past only to fall back time and time again, the information inside this book will help you break those patterns. If you feel somewhat disgusted with an aspect of your life, you're in the best place for change. Frustration is a sign of vision. Disgust can lead to a life change. Although we normally don't equate the word disgust with positive action, being fed up with your current circumstances can serve as vision and momentum to get out of them. This book is about taking 100% responsibility for where you are and where you're headed from this day forward. You will develop the number one skill needed to achieve a life of success: self-discipline. Self-discipline is the key to personal fulfillment. It is the key that opens doors for you that you never dreamed possible. With self-discipline, the ordinary person can become extraordinary, and the average person can rise farther than talents and intelligence can take him. At the same time, without self-discipline, a talented, educated, attractive person will seldom rise above mediocrity. Bottom line, when you take control of your habits, you take control of your life. The average life expectancy in America is 78.6 years. Here's just some ways we spend our time. 28.3 years sleeping, 10.5 years working, 9 years watching TV, playing video games or on social media, 6 years doing chores, 4 years eating and drinking, 2.5 years getting ready, which is showered and dressed and all the other stuff, grooming, all the stuff that comes with that, and then 2.5 years shopping. Some of the ladies are like, that's not enough, and some of the guys are like, wow, that's way too much time. But those are just some of the ways that we spend our lives. And Terry talks about how short life is and how to narrow those down so you can chase your dreams and live your dreams longer. She references a book from a hospice caregiver that interviewed a lot of her different patients and asked them if they had any regrets during their life, and they always kept coming back to they wish they would have chased their dreams more, they wish they would have done more, they wish they would have worried about what other people said, that they wouldn't have just lived for the now. And Terry says this: we too often choose short-term desires over a long-term destiny. If you're at a job you don't like, your TV is your BFF. If you always reliving the good old days, if you stop dreaming and to stop learning, this book is here to help you live a life of no regrets. You can do any of these habits anytime you want, but the morning allows for the most uninterrupted time. Nobody's wanting to do anything at 5 o'clock in the morning. Nobody is wanting to hang out early in the morning, and there's usually nothing going on. You may not be a morning person, and that's okay. Just set your alarm 30 minutes earlier. It may mean you have to go to bed a little earlier, but that's okay. Investing in you is more important than investing in mindless activities. Every morning you have the opportunity to invest in yourself and your future. You can join the 5 a.m. club. These people wake up 2, 3, maybe even 4 hours before they ever have to leave the house. Here's some times companies, CEOs of really big companies and organizations get up. Xerox CEO, 5:15. Chrysler CEO, 3:30. General Motors CEO, 4:30. Apple CEO, 4:30. Disney CEO, 4:30. Pepsi CEO, 4. Brooklyn Nets CEO, 3:30. Eric Thomas, the motivational speaker, heard, I think it was Richard Branson or somebody else that makes a ton of money, said they got up at 3:30, and he looked at his life and said, I want to get where he's at, so I got to start doing similar things that he's doing. So he started getting up at 3:30. Success leaves clues, as my pastor says, and sometimes that clue is you got to get up early and you got to outwork everybody. Zig Ziglar encouraged people to replace the term alarm clock with the term opportunity clock, because just like those CEOs, every morning you have the opportunity to invest in yourself and your future. All right, now let's talk about the habits. You can do them in any order, but I'm going to go through them in the order that she goes through them in the book. She asked several people to write back what they did the 5 things they did every morning, and the list is nearly all the same for all of them. They did almost all 5 of these, not in the order that she goes through them necessarily, but they did them almost every day, all 5 things that she talks about. Some people did them nearly in reverse order that she talks about them. Some people spend a few minutes on all of them. Some people spend more time on all of them. Some people spend a few minutes on 1 or 2 of them and a longer time on 1 or 2 of the other ones. The first habit she covers is prayer, or meditation and silence, and journaling. They get still, or they pray. They think and they journal. Prayer is important because it's hard to know God unless you talk to Him. They journal their thoughts and they journal what God is saying to them, because if they don't write it, they'll forget it. Ron Klug writes this about journaling. A journal is a tool for self-discovery, a mirror for the soul, and a place to generate and capture ideas. Douglas Rumford says this: the aim of the journal is to generate the energy to be an overcomer. I've done an entire video on journaling though, so I won't cover journaling any more than that. So spend time alone in a quiet place. The second habit she covers is reading. This is more than reading your Bible or daily devotional. Although those are very important, successful people also read books to help them grow. Top CEOs and other high achievers, when they were asked how many books they read, the typical answer was a book a week. Now, don't feel bad if you're not there. I'm not there either. The important thing is you read as much as you can and find time to read to help yourself grow. I'm going to read you something that Jim Rohn says about reading. Books are what you step on to take you to a higher shelf. The higher your stack of books, the higher the shelf you can reach. Want to reach higher? Stack some more books under your feet. Reading is what brings us to new knowledge. It opens new doors. It helps us understand mysteries. It lets us hear from successful people. Reading is what takes us down the road in our journey. Everything you need for a better future has already been written. The third habit she talks about is listening to audios. The big one here is podcasts, but there's stuff on YouTube, and CDs are still sort of a thing. Zig Ziglar calls this Automobile University. There is a lot you can learn on your daily commute while you get ready in the morning or while you exercise. Instead of mindlessly turning on the TV, you can turn on a podcast and listen to something, get encouraged, get uplifted. You can be challenged, you can be filled with something that will strengthen your mindset. The fourth habit she talks about is writing and reviewing your goals. You can't stay focused on a goal you don't have written down. Dreams and goals help give you direction for your life. These don't always have to be world-changing goals. They can be save $20 this week, pack my lunch every day, or maybe only eat out lunch once a week. It can be like things like mow the lawn, clean the garage, have a garage sale. They could even be talk to that person you know you need to talk to, but you just don't want to. Also, don't forget those big goals, because those will help you in the long run. The fifth habit she talks about is exercise. Hold on, don't stop it. I said exercise. I didn't say run or go to the gym. Why is it whenever you say exercise, people are always like, oh, I hate to run, or I hate going to the gym. Exercise can be a lot of things. If you live in a warmer climate, or maybe you want to wear a wetsuit, you can go swimming. You can go walking around your block. You can go hiking. You can go for bike rides. You can play a sport. Gyms offer different classes, for group classes for different things that can help you exercise. You don't have to go run unless you just like to run. Running is good. And you don't have to go to the gym and quote unquote work out. You can go to the gym and join one of their classes. They have weight classes and aerobic classes that'll help you stay in shape. You can also stay home and watch workout videos if you want, or do some little simple exercise routine at your house. You don't even have to leave your house. Exercise is the one habit that can be done, and when most of the people she asked was done in the morning and also at different times. The other ones were done more exclusively in the morning. Exercise was the one that varied greatly on when it was done. John Maxwell works out after lunch, I believe about 2 o'clock. For one, his schedule allows it, and two, he says he's most productive early in the morning and wants to get his writing and other things done, so he pushes exercise back. Now that I've covered the 5 keystone habits, I'll cover 10 things unsuccessful people do. All right, we can do this. We can get through this. Here they are. 1, they complain. 2, they're always late. 3, they blame others. 4, they waste money because they have no financial goals. 5, they surround themselves with other unsuccessful people. I know lots of people have said it, and I can't count on 2 hands how many people have said it, but you become like the 5 people that you surround yourself with. 6, they watch a lot of TV, several hours a night. 7, they don't take care of their health. Terry says thinking about their physical well-being is not a priority. 8, they gossip. 9, they procrastinate. And 10, they quit. You can't be successful when you quit, and the more things that you procrastinate pushes back the more things that you can do. You can't succeed in something you never finish. Terry says good habits are hard to form but easy to live with. Bad habits are easy to form but hard to live with. Hal Elrod says this: where you are is a result of who you were, but where you go depends entirely on who you choose to be from this moment on. Jack Canfield says this: there is only one person responsible for your future, and that person is you. If you want to go deeper into these habits or have a better life, if you want to start these habits or start the ones that you don't do yet, buy this book. To paraphrase Mark Batterson, this can be your dream year, but for this to be your dream year, you have to win the day so that you can win the week, so that you can win the month, so that you can win the year. Make a commitment and stick with it. Hal Elrod says this: the average person lets their emotions dictate their actions, while high achievers let their commitments dictate their actions. Well, guys, thanks for watching. Your future is in your hands. Your choices have led you here, but your choices will lead you to where you want to go. You just have to remember to choose your choices. John Maxwell says you get to make any choice you want, but once you do, that choice makes you. Hal Elrod says today is the most important day of your life. So don't wait until tomorrow. Today is the day. Have a blessed day, guys, and go and live your best life.